The Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force, codenamed Operation Pipe Dreams, has taken 3 decisive steps to dismantle the illegal drug paraphernalia industry.
Previously on Operation Pipe Dreamers, our great artists navigated through the first 3.5 hours of this massive 6-hour competition. Tammy, Dina, Yusheen, and Deline all battled through their own set of challenges, but are poised to finish strong. Tonight, we determine who will take home the champion's jacket, the flame of ancestral knowledge, $10,000, and be crowned the first ever champion of Operation Pipe Dreamers. Now, let's get back inside the Dream Factory for the final stretch of Operation Pipe Dreamers.
So what piece is this?
So this, okay, that's what just happened with that. This is going to be part of the Q-tip, the ISO jar, where the sculpture kind of attached. You know, I want to do the whole set so it looks uniform and it all has its special function. So it's all part of the process of your morning dab, whatever. This here is probably going to be part of the Q-tip jar, though. Nice. I'm gonna mimic what I did, maybe with slightly different proportions for the ISO. So this particular color pattern and band is not. It maybe stair steps throughout that little set, in a way. Yeah. Thanks.
Can't wait to see when it's done.
Me too.
How long does it take to get the temperature down? To see you guys constantly adjusting the temperatures.
Yeah, that's just something that comes with time, but you can watch other people and see how they run their flames for certain moves and learn things and then kind of base that and then learn your own way.
Each torch is going to have a different feel to it. You can see on his GTT, he has smaller, closer together knobs. Hers is the same. Well, I guess I'm the only Carlisle. So I got these. I like the big crayons.
Carlisle's a good torch that to start on, and it's very, 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 very durable.
Very, very durable, and very versatile. I haven't found anything that I can't do with it. Yeah. The GTTs are more of a penetrating heat, so they're better for certain applications. Same with some of the other torch brands, but
like just getting into it.
I want to you know what it is, and I think you have a great opportunity here, especially being in Vegas with the gentleman that you're judging with, and having access to this shop. I think it'd be very easy for you to even just show up and watch for a while, see what the process of putting a piece together is, and then you can start wrapping your brain around, well, how would, whatever it is that you want to do. Well, I saw them start off with pulling a point, so I'm going to learn how to pull a point. I saw them color up that tube and make a pattern, and then progress yourself along those lines, and you know what, you get it down pretty easy. Like, I kind of just want to be like, here's how you make a marble. Let's just do this real quick.
All these components are made for over the past 3 months These artists work ferociously at home in their home shops. And we couldn't be more blessed and honored to be able to witness such an occasion. This is the Super Bowl of cannabis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Fantastic.
Oh, to make sure it fits for a 14.
I'm just plugging a hole right now so I can go back in here and really get that seal of the top and the bottom together. And this is just gonna hold it in. I really want to get in there and make sure that those wall thicknesses are nice and even.
All the way around it?
All the way around it, yeah. It's on there good. It's totally structural. Now we want to make it look good. I'm gonna focus really on one spot, and then I'm gonna slowly work my way around that seal. I want to pay attention where the back part of my flame is. I don't want that to be bumping off any of the other aspects of the piece. So there's a few things that I'm looking at while I'm doing this. Where is the rest of the flame going that's not being focused on the part that I'm really paying attention to right here?
We'll be back with more of our championships after this.
Nice, you got these things on. I have these same things. Japan?
What?
These plastic things?
No, Pacific Hose and Rubber
Oh, nice.
Museum.
They're the best. I went to a Japanese hardware store, and that's where I discovered that.
It was hard to get used to because it added all this weight.
The best.
I want to go so bad.
You would be a kid in a candy store for real.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I
It's
I
rad.
have to have a shipping.
They're so
container.
badass.
It's
You're
so
just,
oh my god, I love hardware
you see all
stores.
these tools, and you're like, oh my god, I've never seen this tool
I buy
before.
shit because I don't even know what it does and I want it, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love tools.
Deline, how do you feel about knowing that how much time's gone by and what time's left, having
I feel pretty
$10,000
good,
cash on the line?
honestly. I feel pretty good.
Let's talk minerals. Isn't there a mineral
Yes.
from somewhere in Romania where some phenomenon happened that happens to fit?
That's Moldavite.
Moldavite.
From Moldavania.
So from Moldavania, a meteor hit the earth in the sand there. And the glass that it formed is just the exact same COE as our pipe glass. Not every time. And Yushin, have you used any Moldavite in your pieces?
Yeah, I've messed around with it a little bit just for fun, you know?
But would you not do it for fear of cracking later?
If you do it right, it should be good for a long time. It's not exactly compatible, but it's close.
Dina, what's going on over there?
I bumped my torch off. Oh, you mean my piece?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'm gonna fuse some marbles on, some attachments on that I had. Just want to make sure they're on there nice and smooth so I don't have any crack issues.
There's a girl after my own heart. Marbles on a piece. Yes.
It's 2 hours left to go in our inaugural Operation Pipe Dreamers competition, where there will be only one winner,
We're all winners.
one champion, all winners. Good point.
Are you adding or cleaning off bridges, Deline?
I'm cleaning off a bridge. Looking it over.
Are you finished with all your smaller components?
No, I have, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more left.
And you feel good about your time, or do you feel rushed?
I feel pretty good. Generally, I'd be taking my time at home, but
I think they're so professional, and they're still, 2 more hours, and they've worked for so long, they can time it pretty close. Ask maybe 20 minutes before the end. What's all this texture gonna become?
Oh, I'm making like a Creole basket kind of situation. Because I have a little extra time, I figured I'd make some accessories for my Indian. And I had a couple extra feathers that I'd prepped. I figured I'd make the basket, put some handles on it. You can put your Q-tips in there, man, That's right.
I love the texture. It looks very much like basket.
It's like it is. I'm winging it, babe.
What part is that going on?
You want to watch? I'm about to do it. I'm doing all of my preliminary heating here while the piece is in the kiln, so I don't have to juggle two things. That'll happen enough as it is. So getting this nice and ready before I grab the piece just makes it quite a bit easier. I'm going to time it with Yushin here. All right. Coming down with them. I'm gonna go with that right here on the side where it's a little bit of a focal point, but kind of up and out of the way. I had prepped out my attachment surface while I had the piece at home. You definitely want them the same temperature, and I also want about the same amount of glass. So see how far I go into the marble too. I want that to match so I don't have, when I push it together, it comes out nice and even like that. And it's kind of a one and done that way. At this point, with just that attachment, the less that I have to go back in there and then work that seal. So if I have a really good heat base on both sides, that allows me to just do a nice touch. It's gonna fuse there, I'm gonna hold, I'm gonna watch it cool so it doesn't shift. And I know I can see by looking that this side is okay. So I'm gonna take off my handle here. Kind of switch it around. And then I'm gonna look through on this side and see if I have knock the size of my flame down. Just kind of brush that, make sure that's all fused in and good. And if I don't go too deep of that heat, I'm polishing off the surface so I won't lose the structure of the attachment, and my leaf won't just kind of fall to the front or fall towards whichever direction I'm holding the piece. Right now I'm just cleaning off the face of the opal marble there. I don't want any bubbles. I want it to be a nice clear lens. Gravity's my friend right here. So I'm just just gonna hold that and let that sag. As I walk to the kiln, I'm keeping it at an angle that that glass is still kind of moving. So I'm using my time as efficiently as I can too. Thank you, sir. All right.
Welcome back to the championships of Operation Pipe Dreamers. This unique competition has a lot on the line. Our champion will take home a whopping $10,000 in cash. But that's not all. West Coast leather and designer Maxwell Wald have created this gorgeous champion's jacket. West Coast Leather has created apparel for legends such as Elvis Presley and Jimi Hendrix and will drape our winner's back as well. But that's not all. The champion will also receive the great ancestral flame of knowledge. Created in Maui by artist Charles Lowry, whomever is lucky to take this masterpiece home must be worthy of its powers. All of the pieces created in Season 1 will be auctioned for charity. Half of the proceeds will go to a charity of the winning artist's choice. The other half will go towards a scholarship program, sending students to the Pilchuck Glass School to become part of the next generation in the art of glassblowing.
Tammy, what are you doing right now?
I'm trimming the excess glass off the edge of my basket.
With scissors?
Shears, yeah.
That makes me feel good watching that.
It's
for
like
some
cutting
reason.
Play-Doh that's like stale on the outside, you know? It's kind of fun.
I want to make an
Play-Doh that
ASMR.
keeps on getting harder and harder with each cut.
Oh my God, it's satisfying kind of.
It really is. It almost makes you sad when you got just enough.
So Tammy, you spend all this time working and heating and you get to that one molten point.
The
where
money
it moves,
moment.
And you can manipulate the glass to shape. Where borosilicate, the glass that we're using here, it takes so long and so much energy to heat up, and we have such little bit of time in that moment. 1 or 2 moves. I see Tammy doing up to 3 moves, especially with those cold steel shears. Tammy, do you use a lathe at home? Have you ever used a lathe? How do you feel on a machine that turns the glass for you and you don't have to use your hands?
I feel like I'm too dangerous to be on a lathe. I get my strings on my hoodie stuck between the knobs on my torch and almost eat shit. I don't trust myself on one.
Yeah, the torch coming backwards off the bench is another big one. We've all known that that's a possibility.
Yeah, I have mine screwed down, thank God, but it still is like almost took me to the ground because it's like pulling your own hair, you know?
Yeah, I recommend if you're gonna do this at home and you're gonna set up a torch on a bench, that you secure it to the bench.
Oh yeah.
With C-clamps. If you have questions about safety, you can hit any of us up. All these artists have Instagram, Tammy Baller, Soulfire, Yusheen, and Deline Peralta.
Does it look baskety?
Very, very baskety.
Sick.
I love your top brim.
Gracias. Oh, you don't have to go that far, sweetheart. Merci. All right, everything's off.
All right, so Dina, back at it. What do you got going on, Dina?
I'm just continuing to add sections for the Q-tip holder part of the composition.
These are 2 hollow sections?
These are 2 hollow sections.
And you
out
have
of the one lined tubing that I created at the beginning.
And you have a blow hose connected to a swivel so you can rotate the glass in your hand, keep it in the flame, keep it on center.
Exactly.
And we all know the glass doesn't conduct heat, only light. That's what allows Dina to hold the handle where she's holding it and have that heat so close to her. Unlike welding or metal, you can hold the glass. If you look down the end of the glass right now, it's going to be lit up like a light bulb because that light transfer. They use the same type of glass that we make pipes out of to make fiber optic cables that go across the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. They stretch this glass that far and communicate hundreds of pegabytes through this stuff. It's got to have some magic qualities. I mean, it's just got to.
Are you going to manipulate your rainbow, Celine?
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting the people on it.
Oh, beautiful.
People took a while.
And I'm just curious, that the hand is going to be attached in the center of that?
Yes.
Then why wouldn't you put the larger pieces together and then the small details?
Because I just kind of want that to be my last move.
Okay.
I would probably do it differently at home.
Okay.
It's just the whole setup and stuff. I do a lot of work in the kiln.
This piece might have worked yesterday for the music theme. People are people. What other people songs are there?
All
Silver
around the
Junkie
world.
song?
We are the world.
We are the world.
Silver Junkie song, people.
I love it. And I love rainbows. Absolutely love rainbows in glass. To be able to make a rainbow in glass is challenging, as you know, Karen.
But being in Hawaii, you have so much gorgeous inspiration.
I do.
Rainbows.
You know, being out in Hawaii, I make a lot of stuff out there that is island style. But what I'm mostly attracted to is the wave. I think the glass lends itself to this cool shape that happens. And the wave started with Paul DeSoma. And he had the greatest foam that he learned from Hino.
Yes.
That foam changed everybody's game. You know, Paul DeSoma, when I first saw him at Pilchuck with his docksiders and yacht club style and nice haircut, and he represented that cool dude that these are the kind of people I look up to.
Well,
I'm like, wow, man, I want to be like that guy, man.
He did look like Mornay's.
Yeah, and then knowing his work, I think he did a lot of that kiln casting. His wife works with him.
Marcia makes gorgeous work.
Just really cool people, and they're down Santa Cruz area, I think.
They are.
Oh, maybe I should put it on first.
What up?
Do you think I should put this on first for the base before I put the little people on there? I'm just scared of my blow tube.
It's gonna get heavy.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to just
Is there
put it
any way you
together.
can reinforce your blow tube? No? No way to reinforce it?
Well, it is bridged to the hand.
Just hold it vertical, and when you take it out, hold a thing underneath it. Just be really careful going in and out of the kiln. That's what I would do with.
Just those ladies are the people. It's gonna take some time. I don't know. Let's see. Handle.
Eugene, I see you have a jig set up. You got a blow hose in your mouth. It looks like a scientific apparatus over there. What's going on in your mind? And
I mean, I got my piece together, and next step's decorate it with, I don't know how long I have.
And when you say decorate, you mean adorn, correct? Put appendages and adornments on it? Yeah.
Accoutrement.
Right now, we have 90 minutes left.
Welcome back to the championships of Operation Pipe Dreamers.
So at that 90-minute mark, as we cross it, to me it feels like we're in outer space. We're doing our last few orbits and starting to tap the cockpit in for landing, dialing in coordinates,
Tapping the brakes.
knowing that you're gonna be on the tarmac and have your spacesuit off in 90 minutes. Somebody will have $10,000 cash in their hands. We also have an Artist Choice Award. All the artists involved will choose their favorite single artist based on composure, cool, calm, collective, their attitude towards the party, their contribution towards legalization, the whole big picture, and that person that's selected will get a Glass Torch Technologies Willie and Wally torch. The winner will also get a custom-made West Coast Leathers leather jacket, the champion jacket that only the champion of this show will receive. We also have 42 West Coast leather jackets available, all numbered, all made, sized to order. So it doesn't matter your size, you let them know, they make it to order, and there's 42 available for season 1. And get ready for season 2, because it's coming hot. Let's remember too, if you see something you like, you're gonna have the ability to bid on it. We'll have an online auction after the last episode airs. After the piece is purchased, it'll be shipped to you in a hard case, foam, guaranteed, or you can come here to the Las Vegas Dream Factory. We'll give you a private exclusive tour of the Jerome Baker Designs headquarters and present you with your brand new piece. All the proceeds from the sale of these pieces is going towards charity. The number one charity that we're gonna donate half of all the money to is the Pilchuck Glass School. We're gonna make a scholarship program that sends people up there that wouldn't have otherwise been able to go. The second half of the money is gonna go towards the charity of the Artist's Choice. So please help us, please support us, and get ready for season 2. If this is interesting to you, tag a friend, show your friend what's going on. If you have anybody that's seen glass blowing in their life, ask them about that experience. Do they remember it? And what was it like to them? How did it affect their glass or their life? Chef Dabs, this is your first experience around glass. Like, what's the takeaway so far for you?
Me, I want into doing it. I want to learn.
You want to learn how to do it?
Oh yeah.
Now I gotta tell you,
seems relaxing. It gets me out of my mind.
I'm sure that Karen's done it before, but I've cooked with glass. Made a slab and made a steak on it, or made a bowl and then poured popcorn in there and popped the popcorn. We've cooked coffee by making a cup and then just pour the coffee in and it bubbles instantly. A lot of fun things to do. Back in the day, there was a group called the Butter Eaters. It was a glass blowing troupe, a performance troupe that kind of, set the pace in Seattle for, this just wild and crazy Americana studio stuff.
Yeah, collaborative performance.
Collaborative performance are based on the making of the glass right now. The glass didn't matter, it had to go into a kiln. It could throw in the garbage. It was more about the experience of making the glass. What we have right here is like that. This is a creation episode that would have never happened. I mean, this is awesome. Like I said before, it comes out of the mind's eye and into reality, almost like being teleported.
Are you trimming the stem?
Well, I had prepped these feathers as just extras for something, and well, they're a little too long for my basket, so I want to just trim them up, and I'm going to stick them on as an accent. Then it'll match my pipe, the little pipe that's going to go in his hand, and the medicine stick. They both have feathers on them. Continuity, maybe, I don't know. Them Indians had style,
Staying limber, staying limber.
Eugene, what are you doing? You're pulling strings of glass.
I'm pulling stringers because I'm gonna draw a pot leaf on this bubble.
And in a previous episode, we
he
watched
drew a pot
Punty
leaf?
draw with stringers. And he drew complex designs in the glass with stringers. I've seen a lot of this stringer tech.
I'm no punty, but I'm not too bad.
And what do you think of all this stringer tech in the last few years?
I've done a lot of it, and I'm pretty proficient at it.
Do you use the architectural pencils and load them?
I don't go to that level like Punty. He's on another level. I have tried it though.
Dina's got a massive rig going on over there. Down to 72 minutes.
Are you just dropping on a milli, Dina?
It's an opal. It's a red-green opal, and it's shaped like a blood drop.
And do you have problems with annealing with precious stones?
You know, I have not, but I've also not looked at it through a polariscope. I've always been curious about how the opals. I've had great success with the moldavite. It's really hot and bright.
So actual stones?
Yeah.
You're
The
put-
Tektite family,
Yeah.
which are the ones that, you know, came down from outer space, the space glass.
And do you think it means something that that's the only mineral that fits into the glass? It came from space. Do you think it has some kind of vibration that resonates when you smoke the piece?
I don't.
Depends on what you're smoking.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
answer.
I don't know about them. I like those particular stones. I know that the green in that Tektite family represents transformation. And I think that's something that we've all experienced and continue to experience, hopefully.
Is that green iron content?
In the moldavite,
Yes.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's leprechaun blood, right?
Dina, I really like your bottom bullseye on your rig.
Thank you.
You know, you don't see it till you have it picked up.
Thank you.
Nice
That-
little additional element.
It's chromium, Dina.
It's
Moldavite?
chromium in the moldavite?
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah.
Hey, what should I write on here? Should I write any words? Operation Pipe Dreamers? I can pull it off. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
1,000%.
I'm trying to
1,000%.
make an implosion, and I could write something in here technically.
It's like he's standing up at the top of one side of a half pipe, calling a trick he's about to do on the other side of the half pipe. With the crowd
But I haven't
watching,
called what trick
the
yet.
millions of people watching right now, and now he's going to go up and level the trick. Upside down, twist, land, show his muscles on the way back across the flat of the ramp. What is that in her hand? Is it all one color?
I didn't know what you're talking about.
In Delene's hand?
Oh, it's
Is it all that hand?
no, it's
it's
just
all-
the carbon you see. It's
Oh.
actually a flag pattern hand.
Delene,
underneath.
you're coating it with carbon.
I'm just trying to keep it warm and not shock it.
How do
Keep
you
it
get all that
insulated.
carbon on the piece?
Carbon flame.
So the flame grows carbon on the top of the glass.
It
huh?
does.
when it's not being fueled by the oxygen.
So I wonder if that goes in the room, right?
Of course it does.
Look at Eugene bend the glass. It really shows the flexible properties of glass. It bends. That's like how they do fiber optic cables. You saw him pull those big strings out. They're as thick as a hair, and you can pull them for miles.
And that's how they are pulled.
I've seen a bicycle, a stationary bicycle, and on the front wheel of the thing, they would connect that the little bit of glass to it and have a flame, and he pedals away and makes fiberglass.
Sounds like a performance team.
Sure does. There he goes, pulling them, pulling them, pulling them. Now the challenge here is if it breaks and somehow stabs his skin, it breaks off inside of you, and it's one of these, what we call a glass blower zit. It takes months to get that glass back out of your body.
There's worse things than mine.
Yeah. It'll remind you not to let that happen again.
I may just do initials, OPD.
Epic.
I just think it's a little easier to pull off. Yeah, I was thinking about all those words and how I'm gonna map it out.
OPD's great, bro. And the reason why we're calling the show Operation Pipe Dreamers is because we all are dreamers. That's how we got here. And the big picture dream here is that everybody can kind of catch on and know that they too can do this at home. They could take classes and come and join our tribe.
We'll be back with more of our championships after this.
Tammy, when are we gonna do a turbo boost in what we're doing here with the torch?
We are currently, to finish my piece, I am waiting on the giant casket kiln out.
The kiln is hot
The kiln's up?
right now, and
Has it been
we
up
have
for a few
54 minutes left in the game. So at what point would you wanna do this?
I'm gonna finish this bubble cap and then I'm gonna go time it.
So, Deline, you got some brick tech going on over here. What are you setting up to do right now?
Once I get all these people on the rainbow and take it off the punchy,
Why the
I'm
bricks?
gonna use the carbon plate with the Bunsen burner under it to keep the base hot while I weld on the hand to it.
And does the carbon, does it become brittle or lose its strength any way when you heat it up to high temperatures?
It'll make the carbon brittle, but if it's not going to be that long, it's going to be fine. It's just for keeping the components hot while I do those welds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I put it on the cold carbon, it would shock my solid glass.
Do you have custom jigs at home that you've built to do things
What's that?
with? Do you have custom jigs at home that you've built to do things like this
Yeah,
with?
I have a lot of bricks and stuff that I mess around with if I need to.
Cool. Brick tech.
I couldn't hear what she said she was using the bricks for.
She's got a Bunsen burner in there. She's gonna put a carbon pad over the top of the
and make a
Bunsen
little
burner
kiln.
so it heats up the carbon pad so she can work on top of it. Unlike Rob that we saw in a previous episode who worked on a carbon pad directly on the table. He was doing little components. Deline is, I mean, you know, look, the less corners you cut, the more higher of a success rate you're gonna have for your final product.
So her working with that round form would make it feel safer than if that was square, where they would have the corners that would hold the stress.
Yeah. Yeah, the people going on there is really cool. I really like the technique she used to get that round donut, which was saw off the top of a cylinder, heat it in the kiln, grab it with a punny.
Well, that had to
and
be
manipulate.
a large cylinder.
Yeah,
Did you see the cylinder?
I saw the chunk. It looked like a chunk. Deline, did you cut a chunk off of a cylinder to get that round shape. She's pretty intense, focused right now, and
She is.
she's got that look
I
like.
didn't hear you.
I'm wondering, did you cut something off of the top of a cylinder to get that round piece in your hand? No?
No, just use gravity.
Oh.
A ribbon cane.
Yeah, or ribbon cane.
Oh, I thought I saw her out there doing that.
That'd be a pretty thin cut if it was that way. Are those spikes, is that part of a punny that Eugenia's holding on to, the spikes, or is that glass? I can't
That's a
tell.
grabber. That looks like one of those bad boy Herbert Arnold grabbers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ooh, nice.
With the good German spring steel.
Oh.
How do you like that grabber you're using, Yush?
Oh, this tool?
Yeah.
The Arnold tool? It's great.
Can you blow into it?
No, you can't blow into this. It's just to hold stuff. You can actually, it's so stable that you can actually chuck this up to the lathe, which is amazing.
You know,
For
again,
certain
these are solutions to, age-old problems. Claw grabbers, Tekken claw grabbers have come a long way.
This is the only set of claw grabbers I use, Herbert Arnold.
And those claw
Crushed
grabbers
it.
have probably been around that same design since the early 1900s. It looks like Tammy's piece is so big that we had to turn on another piece of equipment, a giant annealer out back. 6 of the other artists from previous episodes are out back by the oven right now, trying to help Tammy coordinate a plan to execute with 100% success. So earlier in the show, we've realized that Tammy has done so much prep and built so many pieces to bring down here that it doesn't fit in our little studio set kilns. So we've asked the other artists if they're okay with us expanding out of our little box here and using some of the equipment here at the Las Vegas Dream Factory. We've decided it's going to be a full-on go, and we're going to attempt to run a piece all the way to the back of the building and successfully land it in a 1,050-degree Fahrenheit oven. Hotter than any pizza oven, hot enough to melt gold. It's going to be extremely dangerous. One slip on the way back, the whole piece hits the ground. When she goes and puts her whole head into this 1,000-degree kiln, the radiant heat is going to blast her. It's going to blast her facial hair, her eyebrows, any extra hair hanging out of the hat. She's going to have to wear high-temperature gloves, Kevlar gloves that only the most top firefighters wear. We have them here. So because she's in a new shop, it's not her turf. She's going to have some sort of nervous energy, even though we won't be able to tell with her whimsical tightrope walking style. But I know deep in my heart that it's nerve-wracking. That's why she's taking it in there, and let's see what happens.
She's probably feeding off of adrenaline right now because it is such an undertaking that
You better be feeding off something at this point.
It
This is
builds
43
energy.
minutes left in the game. There's still a lot of moves on these pieces. If nobody gets it into the kiln, then I wonder what would have to happen. I guess we'd have to judge what blobs we have on
what's
sticks.
left?
But we're hoping that these 4 artists, being the top of their game, representing the entire pipe making culture right now, a whole facet of an artistic movement that's happening under your feet, and you didn't know it until you watched this show. Art brings joy to not only the viewer, but the makers. Unless they drop it on the floor, then it brings you major pain and suffering and agony.
It makes your
And
good
learn,
days
and
better.
learn.
It makes your good days better.
When we drop the piece on the floor, we never let it drag the wind out of the room. Always sweep it up. Just start going again the quickest you can, and it brings life back to the thing. No matter what, if you're at the end of the game, I've seen people drop the piece and go make a marble just to get it in the kiln and get something in.
Don't they say it's not necessarily what you can make, it's what you can fix, right?
That's definitely what they say.
Did Roger Paramore say that?
whoever said it, it flows right along with real life too. My regular life,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No doubt.
It's a good carryover.
Not just glass.
Dina, I'm seeing you lay down this giant monstrosity.
Yeah.
These pieces are really big now. Is there any fear in your soul, Fire?
No. No, I feel really confident with this right now. Everything went together really smooth. Last step, just get it in.
Yeah, I'm used to making big bongs, but not with this kind of appendage, not with this kind of detail and Lucio Babasco-esque, feel to them. So carrying them around, moving them places is super challenging. We're gonna bring a couple of the previous contestants
what I'm
back
doing is putting this
to help
right
achieve
here.
climax.
If you could help me to hold the hand so it doesn't fall.
An extra set of hands while she packs this glass down.
Shit.
27 minutes left. Don't shush me.
It's like right there already.
Turn up the flame.
It is getting exciting with Celine over
Did you hear it? So this is what it's all about, is collaborating with friends, getting information from each other, helping.
In the military, we always have your battle buddy. You always have your partner to help you.
You gotta have a buddy system in certain instances when you're going scuba diving, when you're doing heavy duty glass blowing. Right now, this is Windstar coming back in. She made an incredible piece in one of the previous episodes. And she barely lost out to the man behind her, Eugene. Now back in the ring.
Jalene's a little nervous. I see that torch shaking a little bit. That adrenaline's really kicking in.
We're also in a tight quarters. They're in a shop that they've never been in before. They're hovered up next to each other. One wrong tap of the piece sends it into oblivion. It's like a tuning fork on a piano. When you hit the fork, it sends an incredible vibration into the metal. That happens on these pieces. You see, Eugene has the long
I
hunting,
need that glove for 1 second.
a long blow tube attached to his rig. So he's got a lot of weight out there.
Go ahead. Right there.
With an actual flame. This is where somebody could get branded. These guys are high level, highly skilled artisans. They know this, what we call the dance around the glass shop. Deline and Windstar communicating most of the time without even talking. They know that heat rises and glass falls.
Turn it. I think the backside.
That piece of carbon, that plate that they're working on top of, is somewhere upwards of 1,000 degrees plus. Screaming hot. It's radiating heat and smell off of it. It's about know-how. Those stripes are becoming revealed out from underneath that black carbon blanket. I see lots of stars and stripes. 22 minutes to go, and things are really heating up. My ears are popping. There's a lot of pressure in the room.
Eugene's piece is starting to come to life.
I think it cracked.
Ooh. Around that milling
What?
we just put on, or marble. I can't look past that beautiful dichro.
Eugene, what's going on in your world right now?
I'm done. I just have to mouthpiece the piece.
Calm, cool, collected with 21 minutes ready to go. I see Deline is about to put the torch into the kiln. This is kiln flame tech.
that metal dab tool. Yeah.
Does she need gloves? Does she need any kind of protection from the heat blasting out of that 1,000-degree kiln? That's not like looking at a pizza oven. There's heat pouring out of there all over her right now, and it hurts.
Okay.
It's about sacrifice to get the art.
As long as you make the move.
Again, a low oxygen environment inside of the kiln, much harder to keep a flame alive. You guys have all done it. You put a candle out with a snuffer. It's the same theory here. She knows the torch. She knows about combustion, thermodynamics, and how this thing works. You learn this stuff through years of making glass. The tech that these guys are using is beyond any tech that was pre-1990.
I have not.
We got
around, huh?
Tammy Baller about to do the big deal and get the final push on her giant piece and get it into the kiln. Rumor has it is she too is gonna need some help. Who does she trust to help her pull this off?
When we come back, Tammy Baller goes for the glory. You won't want to miss it.
So Tammy has called in one of the most trusted men in the Piper movement, Carl Grimm. Carl's a giant in the industry. We're coming down. 10 minutes
Okay, don't touch nothing.
left in the game. There's a lot of movement. Hopefully the producers don't think that they know how to blow glass yet.
I can't imagine how she feels. I'm a nervous wreck just watching.
Yeah, she's got a core heat in her glass now. She's got Carl Grimm backing her up with a big burner.
Keeping that warm.
Camaraderie,
Okay, what?
teamwork.
Here comes the chief.
Hold it out a little quick.
Fuck me.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this first.
She's going for it. She's gonna pick up the dread lock.
Take it.
And save it and do it.
You got this, Tammy.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your time. Wow, this is super.
One move at a time gets it done.
Yeah, she knows it's hot.
You're almost
She's safe.
there.
She's holding the glass with the Fiberfrax blanket. She's got gloves on, high fire gloves. Grimm is helping her by holding things in place, making sure things don't fall off the table. Grimm's also got the giant weed burner that he's keeping things hot down below with. If one wrong move from Grimm, he's gonna scar her for life.
Can I get another person to hold this national, please? Quick, I'm gonna just drop it. And turn it back on, please.
There's flames shooting everywhere. But it's a controlled chaos.
I'm gonna have to put this back in the kiln. Oh, fuck,
It's almost
man.
of graceful violence happening here right now.
And Grimm has to keep that bottom
We
base
have an
hot.
assistant, one of the torch techs. It's like a roadie. They take care of the back end,
Shit.
tuning torches, keeping kilns hot. making sure things are in place. That's Ryan Parrish, Glass Daddy, on his knees in his natural habitat in the glass shop. Yeah, it's super intense. We know that there's only a certain amount of time she can be out of the kiln right now.
Yeah, I gotta put it back in.
She's got to go back in the kiln and get a soak on the glass. Again, Windstar at the kiln, the only person she's going to trust to go in and out and save that heat in the kiln. When you open the door, it's like a vacuum sucking the heat out of the kiln.
I gotta let it soak for just like 2 minutes.
We're going to work Grim a little bit right now. Grim might have to sweat a little bit on this one because he's going to have to keep this thing hot and babysit for a little while. There's no other way now. The glass is hot. Grim can't get off of it.
I wasn't out that long, was I?
And Tammy's tightrope, whimsical style really showing right here, right now.
Tools on the ground.
Thank you.
She's gonna reset all her tools, her torches, get things ready. She wants to know where everything is so she doesn't have to look at the bench. She can know by feel where each tool sits.
I get somebody just, when I like this, just stand over here with it.
Right now, she brought the piece out of the kiln. She was going to attach an appendage to it, but on the way into the torch, because she has so much braids hanging off of the shaman's head, one of them lightly tipped the metal torch and fell off. Well, instead of getting pissed off, Tammy stayed calm and she picked the piece up off the ground, kept it hot, reattached it, put it back in the kiln for another reset. We have Ryan, the Glass Daddy, on his knees in his natural habitat in the glass shop.
So now, I mean, things should be safe with
you know, there's a back end of this thing, same as a rock star. You got to have somebody working on the amps. You got to have the guitars tuned, ready to play. And the big pros have that. It's like when you step up to play, your tools are in check. You're on the bench where you need them. And somebody like Glass Daddy can be your sub. It's the one time
Think it's been there long enough?
you're going to get.
All right, here we go, Jay.
It's been in for a minute and a half.
All right, so Tammy's talking about it. She's waiting. I mean, there's a strategy here. She needs to wait for the heat to soak into the glass. The kiln got shoveled with air.
Okay.
The numbers are changing on the kiln. It's bouncing up and down. The elements turn on, it runs it up over the 1050 mark, and then it stops and bounces down below the 1050 mark. The little doors are open. I mean, it's not cool. It's not her shop. She's somewhere where she's not familiar with.
But it's imperative that she, respects the time spent in the kiln, evening out.
Alright, I'm coming. I won't make you guys cook too that long.
All right, here we go.
Tammy's coming out of the kiln again after a nice soak. She's got that piece up above 1,000 degrees and holding it in her hands. Just perimeter way of working. It's a piecing together. It's a no rules, no holds bar way of working. Tammy's on full beam right now. That's a laser beam torch up over 3,000 degrees in that flame right now. Carl Grimm in the back holding the torch high so it doesn't burn anybody. Glass Daddy down below on standby with the small pinner laser torch that she's gonna do that quick attachment with. The whole thing here is once she gets this thing on this disc, she's gotta wait for it to set up before she can go stick it in the kiln or else he'll fall over. This is something I've never even seen in borosilicate before. This is just absolutely out of the world. You're not allowed to do this kind of shit. The Muranese would gawk at this tech.
They would love it. A beautiful woman making excellent
They
work.
like the women. This is great. Glass Daddy on standby.
This is on something, isn't it? Okay.
The table's a little warped, so she's having a hard time getting it exact. Punty's picked up that hot carbon with his bare hands. That could have been a serious career ender. Oh, there's hot carbon moving around quickly around the tables. And there's torches pointing in every direction. The cameramen are actually getting burned. Windstar's coming in for the detail.
For the help. Sharp eye on it.
And this is beyond the perimeter. Again,
Looks
Tammy's
good.
style.
Looks good. All right, we're going back.
Check out the top
Wait, lift up my
contestant
goggles.
machine
Somebody
on his
lift up my
cell
goggles. I'm
phone,
not gonna be able to fucking see a
documenting
thing.
this legacy. We're witnessing
It doesn't go
history.
there.
Here she goes to the back of the room, going back to the special kiln. Glass Daddy's trying to get the torch lit. He didn't get it lit. Is it going to cost him in the back end? We don't know. Send our judges back. Here we go. She's in the kiln.
After the break, our judges finally get their hands on the finished pieces. How will they decide who walks away the champion? Find out when we return. Season 1 is in the books. 12 elite artists have been whittled down to 4. Now it's time to view our championship pieces. Tammy, what a finish. Tell us a little bit about your piece.
Well, she didn't fit in the kiln, or he didn't fit in the kiln, pardon me. And we had a little bit of some dramatic team effort getting him all the way in the back, getting the kiln up to temp. But after melting the table and doing some other fun shit, we got a big old Indian behind you guys.
Tammy, what an amazing piece. Jeff, tell us what you thought.
It's definitely very difficult colors, and I love the bronze in it, and I just wonder how it hits too. But I'm definitely impressed with it.
Toby?
I really like the piece. It's very well proportioned. Obviously a ton of hard work and a lot of preparation.
Jason, what'd you think?
Amazing. The execution was something that I've never seen before in my career of glass blowing, and this color is extraordinary. It's some sort of bronze, and wow, very cool piece. I saw her work through it, and it was a challenge to get here. So I'm proud to be looking at this completed piece in front of me.
Karen, what'd you think?
I think having a Native American shaman to represent healing and patriotism is really close to my heart. I think that's truly beautiful. But I see once craftsmanship is not impeccable, it's hard to be exceptional. I just want to remind you of that.
All right, great job, Tammy. Dina, you made it into the finals with your athletic-inspired piece. Tell us what you brought to the final.
I brought a piece that I like to think represents my respect that I have for all of our veterans. So I did that through a functioning piece that's very usable, it's very approachable. I wanted to incorporate the rest of the apparatus, the ISO jar and the Q-tip jar, and there's a bubble cap, and there's some little bone terp slurpers, and there's the skeleton that represents all of those that have given everything. And he's doing the Pledge of Allegiance. My favorite part of that is undivided. But he's in boots, and it says, "Bury me with my boots on." The star represents our one nation. So.
Wow, it seems like a lot of thought went into this. Jeff, what do you think?
It's definitely hit right to home. I've lost a few battle buddies, and it definitely brought back a lot of memories, and I'd definitely love to smoke a piece out of that every day.
Toby?
It's a beautiful piece, except that, at least from this angle,
Yeah, please, check it out.
beautiful work, except that I find it slightly crooked from this one angle.
All right, Jason, how's it look to you?
Wow, the leaf is super cool. The encalmo pieces are cool. The whole action and motion. I see a woman up here, and yeah, it's really neat. We have some cool accessories that go with it. I love the color, and stoked to see you work and stay composed and meticulous through the whole process. I admire that for sure.
What do you think, Karen?
First, I see this small piece with the skeleton, and you know, with this heart, it almost looks like the heart or Pledge Allegiance. You know, and it almost makes me want to cry from sadness. Like, look at all the people that gave. And then, you know, I think with this, you're saying, look at how many people heal. But maybe if you're going to make a statement, add flowers or add more than maybe all monotone green and a little hint here and there. You have so many beautiful ideas, just maybe pick one. But lovely work.
Dina, thanks so much. And Eugene, you were super calm, cool, and collected. Tell us, what inspired your championship piece?
So I had about 4 hours to prep last night before the championship, and it was intense. It was definitely, I didn't come prepared, but I just worked as hard as I could, and actually in the last 30 minutes I came up with the idea for the marble on the back. And I'm really stoked on the Operation Pipe Dreams and like being invited and everything, and I'm super appreciative to you guys, and I'm backing all of our good causes that we're trying to go for, skate parks, all of our charities that we're going to give, you know. Yeah. I just want to see this keep going, and I can't wait for season 2 to watch it and just see how everything grows. And thank you again for having me.
And thank you for participating. Jeff, what did you think of this amazing piece?
It was interesting to watch, all the colors being put together. Definitely very beautiful, and watching it and definitely inspired me to want to definitely do it.
Toby?
I really like the piece. I think it's quite well constructed. I am a dichro nut, so dichro and me go very, very well together. I like the symmetry of the piece itself, and I love the logo on the back.
All right, Jason.
You know, wow, again, just meticulous work, fine craftsmanship, well composed throughout, and a knowledge of the material. You know, it's important to understand the material to a deep molecular, scientific, spiritual level. And, That's what I
Thanks,
enjoy
man.
pulling. You know, when I watch you, Sheen, I'm a vampire. I suck as much as I can out, and then I'll incorporate it into my own life, whatever that might be, how I'm living, how I'm shopping, how I'm making glass.
Oh, it's great. We all have so much to learn from one another.
So for me, it's good to watch a masterwork.
Karen.
God, I swore, I'm not going to be seduced by all that lovely dichro. So, and then I look at that and I think, I'm seduced by everything else. I mean, to see such craftsmanship, and it's always the first thing you look for. I mean, great craftsmanship, exceptional craftsmanship, you know, tells us you care. You know, you care about your final vision that much that you're gonna time yourself well, you're gonna think about your colors, you're gonna think about your form, and everything's well planned. And that's why you seem so calm and collected. You know, it was just like lovely. I mean, exceptional.
Thanks, Karen.
All right, Karen. Thanks so much, Eugene.
Thanks.
Delene, man, there was so much action going on. You were actually working on your piece while it was in the kiln. Tell us, what inspired your championship piece?
Well, with the patriotic theme and the healing with marijuana, I wanted to combine those to bring out more peace in our country, more unity, and more healing with proper medicine that everybody needs to be to have access to. So that was my main goal.
Jeff, what do you think?
I definitely got the theme spot on, peace, love, and unity. I love the American flag, and I got pain pills for cannabis, and unity around the world. What better than that?
There's nothing better than that, actually. Toby?
It reminds me of my childhood, i.e. 1976, sitting at Valley Forge Military Academy, listening to people tell me what to do and how to do it. Meanwhile, listening to Philadelphia Freedom playing in the background at every time I walked into the commissary. It's a gorgeous piece, it really is. I love the rainbow. Exceptional.
Thank you.
Jason.
Well, it's a super cool piece. I know it says something. When I'm looking at this thing, I see, you know, it's talking to me. And I love a peace sign. It's totally Delene. And the rainbow ring that was built on site, the way it was swirling, you know what I mean? It was a whole different pump. And you pulled it off. You got it into the kiln. You fixed it in the kiln. I appreciate the determination, persistence, and dedication to your craft. It's super awesome watching you work, and been watching you through all these years and see what you do with your art. It's meaningful, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, what do you say, Karen?
I really love the positive pop message. I mean, a fantastic piece. The only small criticism, you're lucky, and I'm glad you were tenacious fixing that piece. And so it's still straight, so you're lucky on that. A small criticism is maybe if all the beautiful people were a little different besides color.
Yeah.
You know, would even really throw that out. Like,
what I wanted to do, I thought about that, making different actual people, but what I wanted to represent in this piece also is the non-binary and the LGBTQ community.
Super love.
You know, need all the love too,
I love that.
and positiveness out there that, you know, so it's
Hallelujah.
all the colors and all the other colors that are there now, and acceptance.
I believe that.
Acceptance, peace, and love, you know. Be who you are.
All right, we're going to send the artists back to the green room so we can have a chance to deliberate. All right, before we vote, it's time for our inaugural Artist Choice Award. Jason, tell us about it.
Well, we didn't tell anybody that we were going to do an Artist Choice Award. After the last heat, we got out there, I gave everybody a beer and primed them up, and then asked them direct, who's your favorite piece? Who made the favorite piece? And the prize that we're gonna give this favorite piece is a Glass Torch Technologies torch from Willie and Wally.
Wow.
And we're super honored to have them help us and sponsor what we're doing and be supportive of the glass art scene, which they have been the epitome of supportive to all of you guys. I mean, I see everybody using their torches. So again, super thankful for Torch Technologies and Willie and Wally bringing the heat to the community and the industry that we thrive in. So, by popular vote and overwhelming consensus, they've chosen Winstar. Right on. Well done. Yeah.
All right, and now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the final scoring. Tammy, you're up first. Jeff, how do you score it?
Tammy, I loved your piece. I love the bronze that you put into it. You did put a lot of prep work into it. I gave you a 8.
All right, 8 points. Toby, you're up next.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with this. Tammy, I loved your work. I really do. And I've loved your work from afar for many years. So I have to give you a 9.
All right, great score. Jason, the moment of truth.
Yeah, I love the work. I love watching this glove tech that she was doing. It was all great. I feel like the piece could potentially fall apart from, we need to work the seals out. I give you the Infinity 8.
All right, Karen.
Well, I'm going to be really tough on this heat because we're looking for exceptional. And you did make a few technical decisions that I really had questions about. So I'm giving you an 8.
All right, 8 points. All right, 33 points for Tammy. Great job. Dina, you're up next. Jeff.
I definitely loved your piece. You definitely hit home for me. I love the military and I'll do anything for it, and I'm giving you a 9.
All right, great score. Toby?
I loved your piece, except that it was askew. I think that if we're competing at this level, that it should be aesthetically correct. I'm going to give you Mr. Infinity, number 8.
All right, 8 points. Jason?
I love watching you work, and you're a real cool human. I get a really cool vibe from you when I'm around you, and I enjoy that. I thought the piece could have had a little more pump in it, and for that, I'm giving you that 8.
All right, another 8. Karen?
Once again, looking for exceptional, I think it was a little too busy for me personally. I'm giving you an 8.
All right, with 33 points, we're tied for first place. Eugene, you're up next. Jeff, what'd you think?
His piece was definitely very beautiful. A lot of work into it, and definitely a master at his work. I'm gonna have to give you a 10.
A perfect 10. Wow. Toby.
My partner, who I brought into my shop, is a very meticulous person. He's taught me things like symmetry and keeping things straight and proportion. I love your piece. I think it's it is a masterpiece.
All right, 2 10s in a row. Jason?
I liked the piece. I liked watching him work. He worked front to back on the timeline. And again, it's once we get to the maestro level, which is where we are in the pipe maker industry and the piper world, I also thought he could have brought more prep. I know he's busy in real life, but we're Operation Pipe Dreamers and we're creating legacies. So next time I'm gonna see more fire. This time you're getting a 9.
All right. Karen.
When you're exceptional, everybody knows.
Wow.
I'm giving it
39 points, and we have a new leader. Great work, Eugene. All right, Delene. The moment of truth. Jeff.
I love your piece. Your piece was definitely on for all three. We're looking for the peace, love, the unity. I'm gonna have to give you a 9.
9 points. All right, Toby.
I really liked the piece. For me, it was a throwback piece to the 70s from my childhood and the friends and people who I began smoking pot with. I'm gonna give you the 9.
All right, Jason.
Well, the piece was a lot of mulata. And I know Delene could bring, much more technique and stuff to the game. But again, it was done in 6 hours, and it was done in heat, and it was a fixed job in the kiln. There was a lot of persistence in that piece. I'm gonna give her a 9.
Okay. Karen, you're up next.
What's more patriotic than peace for all? I'm giving you a 9.
All right, that makes Yush our winner. Eugene Goins of Evergreen, Colorado becomes our inaugural winner of Operation Pipe Dreamers and sits atop the Chongbong brackets. What an incredible season it has been.
That's the ancestral flame of knowledge.
Wow.
Hold it, honor it, cherish it, and let it talk to you and tell you how to go forward. Here's 10 racks.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, brother, man.
Class, man. Thank you so much.
How about this?
All right. I'll put that down for a sec. Yep. Oh, let me switch jackets. We could probably make it fit. Wow, it smells so good.
Champion.
Yeah.
Champion.
Love it.
Wow.
Nice.
Been around. Let's see it.
Nice.
Good job.
Right on you.
Thank you, man.
Just so you know, West Coast Leathers is going to custom make you one that's going to perfectly fit your body. It's like you made us.
Yeah, this purple lining is baller. I love it.
It's got built-in stash pockets.
Amazing. I mean, I've never gotten a jacket for winning a flame off, and I've never been a part of such an amazing cause for a flame off. Like, we like giving back as glass artists, I feel like, and I feel like this is a first for a flame off charity event.
I am Tommy Chong, and from all of us here at Operation Pipe Dreamers and the cannabis community, never stop living the dream.
Dang, it's like, I feel like it's kind of historic, and we're gonna look back at this like 10 years from now and be like, damn, remember that one? And like, now it's like crazy, we make like fucking cyber spaceships out of glass. I don't know, whatever, but yeah.